Starting on your backs. We'll just give yourself a little time to just get comfortable on your back. So if it feels better to bend your knees or use your blocks, maybe one under your sacrum, one underneath your upper back, that's an option. So just take some time to lay down, set up to relax, just starting in this place of relaxation. And then while you're setting up, just to get into this position here, wanted to talk about Shunya, which is the infinite void. And Shunya is actually, in our modern day understanding, we think of this void as nothingness. But what actually was meant for Shunya is this, it is a limitless presence. So just thinking of this limitless presence, something that is limitless can add value to anything. And it is said that we are over 99% empty. The cosmos are created of almost 99% of emptiness. Same with atoms. So that's kind of how we can look at Shunya. So thinking of as the life that you are, that you have a choice to either be a small creature in the vast emptiness, or you can be that emptiness, which is the source of all creation. Just kind of settling into that. Feeling into that emptiness, realizing that that emptiness is that limitless presence within you. Start to notice your breath here. Draw your right knee into your chest. Go ahead and give a little bit of circles here. Then reverse in the other direction. Happy baby. Grab your big toe with your peace fingers on your right hand, or you can loop your foot with a strap. Take your left hand and press down on your left hip bone, keeping that left side down onto the mat, opening your right knee out to the side. Start to layer on your Ujjayi breath here. Allow this audible sound to be your rhythm, be your guide throughout your practice. Slowly start to extend the right leg directly out to the side, straightening from the knee. Maybe that means that you need to let go of the bind of the toe and just grab the outer leg or use the strap. Remember, the leg doesn't have to be fully straight. Just starting to feel a stretch through the hamstring, the inner thigh. Release any bind that you have on the right leg. Just place your right arm directly out to the side. And then you're going to use your inner thighs, so the adductors, the muscles that bring the leg back into the midline of the body, really slowly. As you inhale, you're slowly going to bring that leg just straight up above. As you exhale, drop it directly out to the side. Inhale, draw it in. And then exhale, let it go out to the side. 2 more times like this, as slow as you can. Just connect with the inner thighs. They're going to be pretty crucial to our peak pose. So just feeling what's happening here when you really engage and pull that leg from the inner thigh up. And then as you come up this time, cross that leg all the way to the left side, coming into just a twist. If you want to bend the right knee again, feel free. Maybe you drop your head over your right shoulder. And inhale, bring the knee back to center. Draw your nose to your knee, give yourself a little hug. And then send that right leg back down to the mat. And then bend the left knee. Little circles here. Left peace fingers to left big toe. Right hand can come to the right hip bone. Half happy baby. Left knee just comes outside of the upper left ribs. Slowly start to straighten that leg out to the side. Adjust the bind or the strap if you need to find a little bit more extension in the leg. Try to keep the leg where it's at, but release the bind, just laying that left arm down onto the ground. As you inhale from the inner thigh, draw that leg straight up towards the sky. As you exhale, allow it to fall out to the side. Inhale, draw it up. And exhale, release. 2 more times, inhale. And exhale. This time as you lift, cross all the way to the right, coming into your twist. Try and soften into the legs, allowing the muscles to start to soften up through the glutes and the hips, giving that low back a chance to stretch. Inhale, come back to center, bending the left knee, draw your nose in towards your knee. And then release the leg and head. Inhale, reach your arms forward, toes point forward, and then draw your knees into your chest, rock up and down the spine 3 times. And then we're gonna pause in Navasana, boat pose on the 3rd time. When you get to boat pose, finding something that's sustainable for 3 rounds of breath. If you want to straighten the legs, you can. Reach the arms forward. If you need to keep the hands on the legs, that's a nice option as well. 2 more full breaths, nice long spine, shoulders back. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, rock back and then come back into Navasana. This time, maybe challenging yourself to take a different variation. You can come into a half Ardha Navasana, or again, that straight-legged option. Hug the core in, belly button to spine. 1 more breath in. Exhale, rock back. This time coming into half Navasana, so lowering the back and the legs a little bit and little flutter kicks here. Arms can reach forward or fingertips can be by your side. One more breath. And then slowly just sit on up into Baddha Konasana. Bring the bottoms of your feet together, knees nice and wide. Take a little back bend, stretch through the belly, look up towards the sky. And then straighten the spine, hinge from the hips, come forward. Next inhale, lifting the spine. Go ahead and plant the feet and come into Malasana Yogi Squat. So toes out, heels in. With your arms, you're going to get a nice stretch through the upper back and the shoulder blades and the outer shoulders. Bring your backs of your hands actually towards like the outer hips, and then draw your elbows inside your knees. And then from there, hug your knees to your elbows. So the more you hug the knees to the elbows will draw in and the more stretch you will get. So this will kind of just be as intense as you would like it to be. You want to take little neck rolls here, feel free to add that on. Just think of the shoulder blades separating on the upper back here. And then releasing the arms, just stretching the wrists in this position. Fingertips point towards you. Try and get the entire palm down onto the mat. Eyes of the elbows are forward. If you hyperextend, just be mindful of that. Maybe micro bend a little bit in the elbows. And then release the hands. Coming into a forward fold, just bringing the toes in front of the heels and folding over, Uttanasana. Grab opposite elbows, sway or rock the head, nod the head. Releasing the elbows as you inhale, come halfway up. As you exhale, fold. Inhale to rise, arms reach high when you get there. And exhale, hands to heart center. Just for a moment, close your eyes. Try to tap into that space of limitlessness. You can also look at this zero space as a space of full potential. So without expectations for class, just hold that potential in every single posture. And then opening your eyes, reach your arms up, gaze lifts. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, plant the hands, step back, plank pose. Breathe in here. Breathe out, stay in plank. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more full breath in. Full breath out. Inhale, shift forward. As you exhale, lower all the way onto your belly. Inhale, cobra pose, 3 rounds of breath just to get into the low back. Allow that to maybe grow with each breath or just get longer, wider through the collarbones here. Next, exhale, release, tucking the toes. Inhale through table or plank. And exhale, downward facing dog. Finding downward dog, strong arms. Really notice your hands fully planted on the mat. They're going to be key in your Tikibhasana firefly pose today. So really plug in with your hands. And then inhale, reach your right leg up to the sky, looking forward. As you exhale, Draw your knee to your belly to step that foot in between your hands. Lower your left knee down. Option is to take a block inside of your right foot. Place your left hand on the block or the mat. Right hand comes to your right hip. And from here, you're just gonna twist towards the right. But at the same time, I want you to think of your inner thigh, the adductor muscle hugging, trying to touch the inside of your left arm. So everything's hugging to the midline as you just take a little twist. Think of pressing the big toe mount into the mat. You should feel the activation of the inner thigh here. Roll the right shoulder open to get just a little more of a twist. Inhale. As you exhale, release the twist, frame the right foot, and step back, downward facing dog. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, left leg lifts, look forward. Exhale, knee draws to the belly, stepping that foot forward. Lower your right knee. A block can come inside of the left foot. Right hand on the block. Now squeeze the right arm and left leg together. Left hand comes to the hip. Take a little twist over your left shoulder. Keep squeezing the inner thigh. Just feel it activating. Keep that knee in line with the ankle. One more breath in. Exhale, release the hand. Step back, downward facing dog. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, look forward. And exhale, make your way to the top of the mat, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come on up, arms rise. And exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, arms reach high. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the palms, step back, plank pose. 3 rounds of push-ups here. If you want to lower the knees and do that, that's great. Or you can stay in plank, that's also great. 1 breath in plank or on your knees. And then exhale, lower halfway, chaturanga. Inhale, push yourself straight back up. Exhale, lower. Inhale, straight back up. This time, exhale, chaturanga. Inhale to upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Breathe in, connect to your hands. As you exhale, let the heels sink a little deeper. Breathe in, look forward, bend your knees. Exhale, travel to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise, arms reach high. And exhale, hands to heart. Grabbing your strap, we'll start the sequence here. So if you need a strap for a bind, grabbing that, shift the weight into your left foot and grab your right big toe. Straightening the right leg, sweep the right leg directly out to the side. Try to wrap your right glute underneath you, leveling the hips. Collarbones are nice and wide, soft jaw here. And inhale, draw the leg back to center. Release the bind and just step that foot back about 2/3 of the way back into a pyramid pose leg. So it's not all the way back like you normally would. Draw that left hip back, right hip forward, and then come to fold over the left leg. Blocks can be nice here if you need the floor to come to you a little bit. If the left leg is super tight, the hamstrings are really calling out to you, bend your left knee a little bit. And with each breath, just slowly start to press into your foot with the mat, straightening the leg. Inhale, flat back, left hand comes inside of the left foot, and then quarter turn towards your right, wide leg forward fold. Inhale, come to a flat back, reach your arms wide. Interlace the fingers behind you as you move the knuckles away from you. Exhale, fold. Release the arms. Another quarter turn towards your right to face the back of your mat. Coming into a lunge at the back of the mat, left hand down, right arm high. Straighten the left leg as much as you can, lifting the hips a little bit and hug the inner thighs towards one another. Think of lifting out of the left hand, reaching through the right fingertips. Next, exhale, bring your right hand inside of your right foot and pivot your left foot parallel to the edge of that mat. Reach your left arm high. Spiral the palm up to face behind you, bend the elbow, take a half bind here with your left arm, maybe grabbing just resting the back so you can open, or maybe the hand can grab the top of the right thigh. Really roll the left shoulder open. If it feels okay on the neck, start to look up towards the sky. Again, hug your inner right thigh towards the arm and press your arm back into the leg, finding a little more twist, rotating the right rib cage under and up. Inhale, extend the left arm high. And exhale, lower the left hand, frame your right foot, and sweep that right leg up and back, three-legged dog. Deep breath in, lift the heel. Exhale, knee crosses to the left elbow, and then straighten the leg directly out. Fallen triangle legs, but keep the hands planted. From here, try to twist the bottom half so your shoulders stay square, and you're trying to lift your right hip and drop your left hip. You should feel the IT band, probably your glute a little bit here. Looking forward, take a deep breath in. Exhale, bend the elbows straight back. Just come to rest on the outer hip. Take a breath here. Feel a little bit more intensity here in the stretch. And then rock onto your butt so that you're facing the front of your mat again, sweeping your right leg around to you for a little shin baby. So taking that shin, the foot comes into the left elbow, and your right knee comes into your right elbow. Just give it a little rock. Yeah, looks like you guys got it. Good. From here, you might decide you want blocks. We're going to just do it a little core exercise. So if you want your blocks, you might need to grab those real quick. Taking your left hand to your right foot, we're just going to start to put our right leg on like a backpack. So maybe that means just at the elbow, or maybe that means that you start to hike it up over your shoulder. Wherever that is, clamp down on that arm as much as you can so that when you let go, the leg has to stay there, okay? So elephant trunk pose, you can bring your hands down to the mat making fists, or bring your hands to blocks on either sides of your hips. Clamp down, flex both feet, and then as you inhale, press your arms straight as you lift your hips. From here, perhaps you can take a little lift with lifting the left heel, and then tap it down, maybe 2 more times. Lift the heel, tap down, lift the heel, and come all the way down. Release, just rock back and up into Malasana one time. And then moving to crow pose. So last pose of this sequence, planting the hands, bringing the knees into the armpits, looking forward, and then perhaps the toes start to float. If you're in crow or just playing, take 3 rounds of breath. The elbows are bent, maybe you start working to straighten the arms. And then all meeting in forward fold. So dropping the feet, dropping the head, maybe grab opposite elbows. Take a deep breath in. A deep breath out. Release the elbows. Slowly roll on up. And we'll do the other side. Rocking into the right foot, left knee lifts. Find the big toe with your peace fingers. Stand up nice and tall here first. Then start to straighten the left leg. Deep breath in, roll the left shoulder back. As you exhale, open the left leg out to the left side. Try to wrap your left glute underneath you. Stand even taller on that right leg. Nice job. Inhale, leg back to center. Release the bind, sweep that foot back. Just step back about 2/3 of your normal stance. Both sets of toes point forward, right hip back, left hip forward, and then fold, Parsvottanasana. Again, bend the knee if the hamstrings are calling out, and use your breath to start to straighten that leg. Inhale, flat back. Bring your right hand inside the right foot, quarter turn towards your left, and forward fold, wide leg forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Reach your arms wide, and interlace the fingers behind you. Lift the knuckles, drop the head. 2 rounds of breath. Exhale, release the hands. Walk your way to the back of the mat. Lunge position with the legs, right hand plants, left arm lifts. Get light in the right hand. Exhale, release the left hand inside the left foot. Pivot your right foot to be parallel to the front edge of that mat and reach your right arm high. Think of really twisting your torso and almost like you could wrap your left ribs forward and up. Right palm twists behind you and then take that half bind here. Really opening through that shoulder. Inhale, reach the right arm back up. And then exhale, lower the right hand, frame your left foot, sweep that left foot up and back, 3-legged dog. Inhale, lift the heel. Exhale, knee crosses underneath you towards the right elbow, and then leg kicks straight out. Try to lift your left hip as your right hip point drops towards the floor. Square the shoulders, strong hands, strong arms. Look forward. Exhale, lower all the way to your belly. Take a breath in, a breath out. And then inhale, just push your chest off of the mat, and then roll to your butt, facing the front of your mat. You're gonna sweep that left leg forward, coming into that rocking of the shin with your left leg. Try to sit up nice and tall. And then starting to bring your left shoulder underneath your leg. And remember that that leg may just clamp on at elbow height, or you start to bring the hand to the calf and hook it onto your shoulder. Either way, clamp down. Then find your blocks. Take a deep breath in, flex both feet. As you exhale, push into your hands and lift your glutes. Maybe try the tapping thing as you inhale, lift the right heel and tap it down, exhale. Inhale, lift, exhale, lower. Last time, inhale, lift, exhale, lower. Good job, lower it down. Rocking back and then coming up to Malasana. Into your crow pose, lifting the heels, lifting your hips. Looking forward, bending your elbows, possibly lifting the toes, 3 rounds of breath. Maybe you come in and out. Maybe you start to straighten the arms. Think of lifting the sacrum up, your hips as high as they can go, and then release the feet, release your head, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise, arms reach high. Exhale, hands to the heart. Close your eyes. Notice your breath. Notice if you can tap into that space that is limitless. Realizing that this space that is zero, this void, adds value. It's full of potential. Just moving through this flow one more time on each side. We'll move a little quicker. Right, so just have your, make sure your blocks are at about center of the mat. And then we'll go ahead and rock into standing up tall, rocking into the left side. Lift your right knee. Then bind the toe with your peace fingers, reaching that leg forward. Take a deep breath in. And then open that leg out to the side. Inhale, stand tall into your left leg. And then exhale, draw the right leg forward and sweep it all the way back. Parsottanasana, legs lift up with the spine, and as you exhale, fold forward. Breath in, breath out. Inhale, walk your hands quarter turn towards your right and fold in between your legs. Inhale, lift flat back, arms wide. Exhale, interlace the fingers, fold forward. Take a breath in. Exhale, release the hands. Walk your hands all the way to the back of the mat. Left hand plants, right arm lifts. Exhale, right hand inside of the right foot. Left foot pivots down, reach your left arm high. Coming into that half bind, or if you want to come to the full bind, threading your right arm underneath you, option here. Take one full breath here. Roll that left shoulder back. Release the hands, lunge legs, frame the right foot, and then sweep that right leg up and back. Inhale, right heel high. Exhale, knee crosses to the left elbow, straighten the leg. Square the shoulders and the hips, take a breath in. Exhale, lower chaturanga. This time, inhale, just lift the chest, roll onto your glutes. Sweep that right leg forward to grab hold of the shin. And then find yourself putting that leg on like a backpack. Find your blocks. We'll just do one press up this time. Inhale, lift the glutes, maybe the heel. And then return down. And take a little rock back. Come on up to crow pose. So plant the hands forward, lifting your hips as high as you can before you start to tip forward and lift the toes. One breath here. Exhale, return the feet, Uttanasana. Take 2 rounds of breath. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, arms reach high. Exhale, hands to heart. Release the hands, standing tall. Rock into the right leg, standing leg, lift your left knee. Bind the big toe, start to straighten the leg. Inhale, leg goes wide. Exhale here. Inhale, sweep the leg forward. And exhale, sweep it all the way back, stepping back. Inhale, long through the spine. Exhale, tilt forward into pyramid pose. Full breath here. Right hip back, left hip forward. Inhale, quarter turn towards the left. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back, arms reach. Exhale, bind as the head dips in between the legs. Breathe in. Exhale, release the hands, walking all the way to the back of the mat. Right hand plants, left arm lifts high. Next exhale, left hand comes inside the left foot, right arm lifts. Maybe you take that full bind here. Just really think of rolling that right shoulder open, left ribs underneath you and up. Release the bind. Lunge to the back of the mat, plant the hands, left leg sweeps up and back. Next exhale, draw your knee to your right elbow, legs straight out to the side, and then lower all the way down onto the outer left hip. Inhale, push your chest up, and then just rock onto your butt, swinging that left leg around, coming into that little shin rock. Then finding yourself putting on that leg. That left glute can lift as much as it needs to. Clamp that leg onto your left arm. Flex both feet as you inhale. And then as you exhale, straighten the arms. And lower, rocking back. Whee. And then come into your crow pose. Finding yourself, maybe a little momentum helps, maybe not. Releasing the feet back to the earth. Fold forward. 3 rounds of breath here. Inhale, flat back. Lift your toes, so stepping on your hands here, bringing the fingers to your heels. I forget the Sanskrit name for this right now, my mind is blanking, but basically you're standing on your hands and you can massage your wrists with your toes. It also can feel nice to help separate the shoulder blades on the back here, or if you want to bend your elbows straight out to the sides and draw your belly to your thighs, that's a great option too. And then release the hands, bringing them out from underneath your feet. Heel toe your feet wide, and then take a little Malasana Yogi squat. Last big posture is our peak pose. This was a hard one to throw into the flow, so I decided to just kind of separate it out. We'll do our firefly pose. So you will want your blocks. If you know that you can do firefly without blocks, great, no need for blocks. My wrists really kill me when I have to come into it from that angle, so blocks help my wrists. So it'll just be totally up to you. But we'll start in a wide leg forward fold. I'll show you really quick how we're gonna enter, and then we'll all do it together. So my blocks go behind my heels. And then here's where we were putting each leg on. We're gonna put both legs on our shoulders here. Gotta squeeze the inner thighs like crazy, and then palms come down as you bend the elbows to make a little seat. So I'm sitting on my triceps right now. From here, then I start to look forward, and then my legs start to straighten. There's two versions here of, you know, your butt can drop, legs can lift, or butt lifts and legs go straight out. So it's just kind of play around with that. You might end up rocking all the way back, so just make sure there's no table or wall directly behind your head. So if you do a little like back roll, we already did plenty of that. Hopefully you're comfortable. Okay, so just start in a wide-legged forward fold. And then you don't want it super wide, but wide enough so where you can start to dive under. And then bend your knees and start to walk your shoulders underneath your legs. You may need to find heel toe your feet in just a little bit. Good. And then from here, squeeze your inner thighs as much as you can. And start to bring your hands onto your blocks or the floor. And then you have to bend your elbows so that you can sit on your triceps. And perhaps that's where you get today in this really funky, awkward bind pose. Or maybe you start to feel like you could lift maybe one leg, maybe the other. And when you've had enough, we'll meet in child's pose. So just play, try a little bit, and then come to child's pose when you're like, yep, I'm done. Hi, Noelle. Happy birthday, little girl. All right, and as we come into child's pose, oh. Just allow everything to start to settle, plug into your heartbeat. Inhale, coming into tabletop. Reach your right arm directly out to the right side. I'm just gonna thread it through towards the left, coming to the outer shoulder. Remember to relax your head, so your neck shouldn't hold any tension in this twist. If it feels like you're having to hold your neck, you can put a pillow or something underneath the right side of the head. Feel free to walk your left fingertips up over your head, or maybe take a half bind. Just try to get a nice twist. And then bring your left hand in front of your face. And then unwinding slowly, returning the right arm back down to the mat. Reach your left arm out to the side. And then dive it through to the right side. Again, it's up to you to what works to feel this, to get an outer shoulder opener and feeling the shoulder blade. Maybe that means extending the right leg or reaching the right fingertips above your head. Your right hand in front of your face to push into the mat to unwind. And then from here, you're just going to sit back onto your heels. I'm going to do a little bit more of a deeper stretch. So this will look like you'll thread your right arm right in front of you, and then your left arm is going to thread to the other side. So it's like an X with your arms on the mat here. And your palms can face down or up. So you choose kind of where that stretch would feel best. So my left elbow is in front of my right knee, and my right elbow is in front of my left knee. And I'm making this cross here. From here, opening through the upper back, and then hug your arms towards one another. So you'll feel this crazy stretch throughout your entire shoulders and your upper back, hopefully. Find your breath, soften your eyes, soften your jaw. If it feels good to drop the forehead down onto a block or the floor, awesome. And lifting your head slowly, start to roll up through the spine. Ugh, my arms usually feel like jello. We got to do the other side. So this time, leaning forward, left arm first, then your right arm comes on top of that. And then walk your hands away from each other to deepen that X. From there, squeeze the arms into each other, get a little bit more of a flat back. And then from there, maybe the head can start to bow forward. Remember, you can play around with flipping the palms up or having them down, just depending on where that feels best for you. So yoga, the whole practice of yoga is to come back to this place of stillness, this place of nothingness, this void. But within that void, instead of the understanding of it being kind of this negative thing, we're being asked to tap into that limitless potential. That void that resides into the entire universe, all the way down into each individual cell. Slowly start to come out of that. Just rocking to one side. Take a seat on your mat, extend your legs forward. Bring a block just about halfway back onto your mat. And slowly start to come down onto your back. Bend your knees, plant your feet, arms by your sides, and as you inhale, lift your hips, bridge pose. You can interlace your fingers to roll your shoulders underneath you a little bit. Again, engage the adductor muscles here just a little bit so the knees stay in line with the ankles. Press the back of the head into the mat a little bit to lift the chin. Breathe a little easier. And then release the arms and slowly come all the way back down. Grab a hold of your block once your sacrum is down. And then inhale, just lift the hips enough to sneak that block right underneath the very low back, sacred space. yogi choice here to extend the legs, maybe reaching arms up overhead, or if you want to keep the knees bent, other option is to straighten the legs just like a supported shoulder stand. Your choice, we're going to be here for 5 rounds of breath. Try to dive into that emptiness. Next exhale, wherever you are, is coming back to the bent knee position with your feet on the floor. Lift the hips. Take the block out from underneath you and slowly come all the way down. Draw the knees into your chest. Just shift side to side a little bit. Full happy baby for just a moment, bending your knees. Draw your sacrum completely on the ground. And then release the legs into Shavasana, your final resting pose. The pose that requires you to do nothing. Allow your body to rest here for a few more minutes. Giving yourself all the time that you need. You ran a little over, so I will just bow us out. Just remember, as you lay on your back, just diving into this nothingness, this space of zero. And tapping into that limitlessness. Thank you so much for joining me. Namaste.